Good morning. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Ricardo. Hello.
How are
Happy
you?
Friday.
Happy
Good.
Friday.
Yes, it
We
is
are
a
here. And
going
can I
into a
let me
holiday
tell you a
weekend.
story? Let me
Okay.
tell you a quick story real quick before we get started with this recording.
Okay.
I went to Orange Theory. I've been going to Orange Theory for about a month and a half now. I'm on my second month. And I went over there today and the air conditioner was broken.
Oh.
And before I
No.
even did anything, I was already sweating. And I'm like, oh my God. So
Hey,
but we
hey.
did it. We got through it. We pushed through, got it done. You have to get it done, right? No matter
Yep.
what.
Yep.
Even
You got that
under
extra
less
detox
yep,
on you weren't planning on.
even less under less than ideal conditions, it still has to get done. And that's really the point,
Exactly.
right?
Which is a great lead in. Thank you. You don't even know how you led that in. Yes.
Well, hold up.
So,
We got to do the intro,
oh, right.
right? For the podcast.
We're
Make sure
official,
you
guys.
for the official podcast because remember, we're on Apple, Spotify, and Apple Music. Visit Force for Growth, and this will be a separate podcast.
Yes.
So, in 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm Ricardo, and welcome to another episode of the Power of Music podcast.
Yes, and my name is Courtney. Thank you for tuning in. And you have come to a place where music and inspiration meet, and we shed light on some of our favorite songs that have impacted our lives. So let's get started.
What do we have today, Courtney?
We
This
have
is a
Boogie with
Courtney pick. This
Stew.
is a
We
Courtney
have
pick.
Boogie with Stew by Led Zeppelin, which shout out to Meredith Hilton if you ever hear this. I love you. So back when I was a young teen, a friend of mine that was also into the older songs, the more classic songs, the Motown, the old blues. And she played me this song once upon a time. And I already was an extreme Led Zeppelin fan. Thank you, Mom. But I'd never heard this one. And she was just so floored that I'd never heard this. And I've been obsessed with it ever since. So,
Wow.
okay. So we can't play this for you at this time. So this is where you would pause and go look up Boogie with You by Led Zeppelin
Hold on a
right here.
second.
Okay.
Before we get cranking here on the lyrics, tell me a story. Tell me why you were obsessed with this song. What did you feel? Tell me about why this song means something to you.
Okay. So it was probably a time where I went to go visit her in Memphis. So I was definitely in this adventure and music mode because anytime I went to Memphis, I always sucked up the history and took it all in and went to go see as many things as I could see. And so I believe it was around this time, but when I was right after I turned 18, I went and spent a month with her in Memphis. And no, I was 16. But anyway, but my memory to answer your question, whenever we were just driving around and her mom had this old car that we would borrow and we just drove around for that month, but we played this song over and over and over. And so I don't know, it takes me back to Memphis with Mayor and just going to see all the little historical crazy little adventure things, and she was right there with me. And so I don't know, it means adventure, it means just especially this friend was one that it cracks me up that she's the one that showed it to me, but she always took me out of my comfort zone in the good way, like
Wow.
just stretched me a little farther than I was comfortable with, but it always worked out and I was always grateful for it. So this song just kind of holds all that right there.
Nice.
So
Isn't it's amazing, and I know this is going to be a repeating concept, especially for this particular podcast. But just the power of music and the memories that music brings to you, and it can take you back to that specific time and place every single time.
yeah, it's magic.
It
It's
is.
magic. Okay, so and what I love most about the song itself is it was a coincidence and kind of a chance recording. This was not planned. This was not scheduled out studio time. And okay, so Boogie with Stu by Led Zeppelin. So Stu is Ian Stewart, who was the Stones, the Rolling Stones road manager, and the secret sixth member because he was a piano player that they kind of kept out of the limelight. Yeah. So Ian Stewart, he went by Stu. And in 1971, Led Zeppelin was in Headley Grange in England. Zeppelin and the Stones are both from England. So they were using the Rolling Stones mobile recording unit, and Stu stopped in. So there was an old piano back there that was out of tune, and Stu sat down and started playing it, trying to tune it. And secretly, Jimmy Page started tuning his guitar to the out of tune piano as Stu was playing it. Okay. Now, the tape was rolling, and so they kind of just started jamming, and they actually so Bonzo, John Bonham, And Led Zeppelin's drums are so strong. And if you've ever watched the documentary It Might Get Loud, they explain why the drum sound was so boom, 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 and what John Bonham was doing. But basically, Bonzo starts playing the drums with that like boom, and then they just started playing and jamming, and then they started singing the songs to Richie Valens' "Oh My Head," which more on that later. So basically, the lyrics are from Richie Valens' song, but the jam part of it is kind of improvised. The fun fact is they tried to get Stu to jam with them and record something for years, and he wouldn't do it. So he was tricked into this, right? And so also, let's see. So the actual composer rights are Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. Let's see. So Plant, Page, Jones, Bonham, Ian Stewart, and then Mrs. Valens. Okay, so Mrs. Valens is listed as on the composer list for a reason. So back in 1959, Richie Valens tragically died in a plane accident the day the music died.
Yeah.
Another song, another amazing song that was written about this event, not by Richie Valens. But basically, just 8 months in 1959, he passed away, and along with some other amazing musicians. And so even though this happened long before, they gave his mother music rights to it so that she would get royalties if ever they published a song. And they did because they put this as one of the songs to fill up Physical Graffiti, the double album that they did. And I think that's really beautiful because the legacy of Richie Valens' song "Oh My Head," even though he only really had a recording career for 8 months in the 50s, it lived on in the 70s and until today and onward because of Led Zeppelin. And I love that they gave him credit for that. Now, not to in 1979, Led Zeppelin did get sued by the Valens estate because they didn't think they were getting enough royalties. So I think that's kind of fair. You kind of were playing somebody else's song when you were jamming, but so mention credit where credit's due, right? But yeah, so it was really cool. Like Robert Plant played the guitar while Jimmy Page played the mandolin. So if you're pictured, if you've never heard this song and you're thinking a mandolin, those powerful drums, like in a Richie Valens song, like what? But you have not heard the magic of Boogie with Stu. Okay. So that's my favorite thing about it. And just even if you're out of tune, like keep in mind the piano was out of tune and they tuned the other instruments to that, right? And they matched that cadence and they matched that rhythm. And so even if you're out of tune, you can still make magic that will live on. Okay. Even if it's just something you put out and, think of Richie Valens. He wasn't with us long, but his legacy lives on and what he created and his magic lives on, right? And it was amplified. So that is why I love Boogie with Stu.
Wow, that is such a great story. Like Jesse says here, I love that story. That's super nice. Obviously, until they sued him and went after Led Zeppelin. But I mean, okay, we can give it or take it.
Yeah.
And we could go on about Richie Valens too and La Bamba, and I think he had like about 4 or 5 songs that were actually recorded, and later on more were released. But he wasn't around very long,
Right.
not very long at all. And so we can definitely talk about Richie Valens, La Bamba, and that legacy another day in a future episode. So much music to cover, right?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was a big inspiration for me too, which more on that later. So let's go
Yeah.
on and read the lyrics, Courtney.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna start it off. So first
Kick it.
verse, been in town, my baby. We just gotta rock on. Yeah, darling, we just gotta go home. I don't want no tutti frutti, no lollipop. Come on, baby, just rock, rock, rock.
Now, let me just say this from a guy's perspective. We don't want no tutti frutti and no lollipops. Ain't nobody got time for that, Courtney. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just come on, baby. Let's just rock, rock, rock. We don't need none of that other fluff and stuff, right?
Amen to that, right?
That's what it is. We like women who like to get with the program. And
Hmm.
let's go.
Yep.
We don't need no fluff.
No games,
So
just passion. Yep.
yeah, passion. That's it, right? Second verse. Yeah, 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 honey. We've been shaking all night. Oh, 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 darling. We got to roll. Right. Ah. Oh, my head. Rock on, rock on. Yeah.
Love that. And then the chorus literally consists of, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe. It's hard to not do it in the rhythm. Hey, babe, hey, babe.
Hey,
babe. Just 8 times.
that's it.
Yep.
Listen to how simple this music was, and it leaves a legacy,
Yeah.
right? It's just so simple, so catchy, and it's just there.
The
So here
meaning's not
we go.
always in the words. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's still there though. It strikes up those feelings and those emotions inside of you. It
Yeah.
goes on to say, I don't want no tutti frutti, no lollipop. Come on, baby. Just rock, rock, rock. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh.
That was perfect. That was great. And then it's
I've
ended
never
with,
heard this song before, by the way.
"You're doing great. You're
I
doing."
don't know this song. I'll say that.
That's where I'm glad I taught you the history first. Okay, and then, "I don't want no tutti frutti, no lollipop. Come on, baby, just rock, rock, rock." Yeah.
That's it. So simple.
It's
So
Boogie
the
was
next
too.
time, let's wrap this up with a nice little motivational and inspirational Courtney Carr. What do you think?
Yes, I think next time you're feeling out of tune, next time you don't know if your creation is complete, I think just go with it. Just take as many steps forward as you can. How far on the needle can you get it, and stop obsessing over getting it done or making a masterpiece. And you might make a masterpiece by default, by accident. So just be you and like go for it.
Go
Go for
for
it.
it.
Like have fun. But oh, have fun. I would add that this is part of the story. They were just having fun. So
You
you
gotta
got to
have
enjoy
fun.
yourself. Magic happens when you enjoy yourself. Interesting formula, huh?
For sure. Who knew? Who would have thought? Who would have
Yeah.
thunk it, Courtney? So for me, I just want to remind you, like when you're struggling, when you're going through something, when you're trying to get through something and finish something like a workout in a 73-degree room at Orange Theory, you can just think to yourself, I don't want no tutti frutti. I don't want no lollipop. Come on, baby. Just rock,
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 rock.
rock.
Get rid of the fluff. Get rid of the
Woo-hoo.
distractions. Get rid of everything. Focus on your goal and just tell yourself, come on, baby. Just rock, rock, rock.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love seeing you end an episode on one of my favorite songs with like a motivational punch.
So good. So good.
Makes me so happy. Yes. So everyone go enjoy it. Go look up Boogie with Sue on whatever music platform. And while you're at it, check if Force for Growth, you can find us. Usually it's at Force for Growth on most platforms, but on the Facebook, on Instagram, but on the music platforms, check if you can find our podcasts at Force for Growth on there. And you just might be able to. So let us
And
know.
we're also on TikTok now. I'm putting out some TikTok
Yes.
content. And so
Yes.
is Courtney. So make sure you follow us on TikTok at
Force for
Force for
Growth.
Growth.
Yes.
And remember to be a force for good
A Force for Growth.
and a force for greatness.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.